welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to do a fairly quick video, to be fair, about a question that I'm getting asked a lot recently, and that's all to do with the 5% deposits that the government has actually recently announced. Now, as you all know, Boris has recently announced the Generation Buy scheme, whereby you only need a 5% deposit on your first house. Now, I will tell you all my honest opinion about it. Ultimately, this is just a theory at this stage. Nothing has been confirmed. There is no further guidance as to how the scheme is going to work and when it's going to come into play. Now, the lenders have actually described it as little more than a revamped Help to Buy scheme. You know, if you're aware of the Help to Buy scheme, obviously you will need to put down a 5% deposit, and the government actually gives you 20% initially on 0% for the first 5 years. However, after that you do start paying interest on it. Now, this is probably going to be quite controversial. However, personally, I do not agree with this scheme whatsoever, and I'll tell you my reasons why. Now, I personally think that you need to save up at least 10% for your deposit. Now, the reason for that is that if you only have a 5% deposit, you run the risk of being in negative equity, which is not a place where you want to be. And obviously, I know property prices are currently rising. However, there's nothing to say that they won't fall back down again, which has happened in the past. And there are areas where, even though property prices as a whole are rising, you know, a particular area may be affected by something whereby the property prices actually fall. And as I say, if you only put down a 5% deposit initially, you do run the risk of going into negative equity whereby you owe more than what the house is actually worth. Now, the one thing that I do agree with that Boris has actually mentioned within there is the long-term fixed rates for, obviously, for borrowers or for first-time buyers. This isn't news. At the moment, you can get longer fixed-term rates. Yes, they are slightly more expensive than kind of your 2-year deals. However, personally, I don't understand why any first-time buyer would be put on anything less than a 5-year fixed rate. And the reason for that is, once again, in a 5-year period, you're more likely to obviously pay off more off your mortgage. And with a lot of lenders allowing you to make up to 10% overpayments on your mortgage, you can get that balance down even more should you wish to and should you have the means to do so. However, unfortunately, what we have found is a lot of mortgage advisors, mortgage brokers out there do tend to put people on 2-year deals, which, when you look at it at first, you know, it's amazing because the interest rate, especially pre-COVID, were extremely low and you could get a really good deal on a 2-year fixed. However, unless there's a really good reason for you to have a 2-year fixed rate, you should definitely go for at least a 5-year one, as it just gives you more time to obviously figure everything out. Now, I actually have a 5-year fixed rate on this house. It's up for renewal very shortly, and now I don't know where the 5 years have gone. You know, I haven't planned to move, nor do I have plans to move, you know, in the near future. However, having that 5-year fixed rate not only has given me more certainty about my repayments, knowing that, you know, they're not going to change for that 5-year period, but also has allowed me to plan more as well. But I'll cover fixed rates in more detail in another video. So going back to the whole 5% deposits, honestly guys, please aim for at least 10%. And I'm saying this because I know ultimately this will help you long term. And I understand that, you know, you want to get onto the property ladder. I completely get that. Especially if you are currently renting, you know, you may not see the point in chucking money away on rent. But ultimately, try and have at least 10% saved up, as it will help you out further down the line. And obviously, relying on this scheme, which in actual fact may never happen because we haven't had any details about it, we've not had any confirmation of it as such. At the minute, it's only a theory, so being caught up about it may mean you lose out on the property that you really wanted to buy just because you've been waiting until the government announces the 5% deposit rather than actively trying to save up for a 10% deposit. And if you want to know ways of how I managed to save up a 10% deposit and my kind of tips, I'll pop a video link down in the description box below and also in the cards up here where I share my 7 tips tips on how to save for a house deposit. So the pointers to take away from this video: try and save up at least a 10% deposit. Do not rely on this scheme because, as I say, it may never happen and then you'll be waiting for nothing. You may as well use this time to save as much as you can, and if the scheme does come into play and you do only require a 5% deposit, brilliant, bonus, you've got more to spend on the house should you wish to, although as I say, I would always put down more. Or if the scheme obviously doesn't come into play, you then have a larger deposit to put down, so either way you're not missing out on purchasing the property that you want. And with that being said, guys, this is it for today's video. I wanted to keep it relatively short just because there isn't much information that's currently out there as to how the scheme is going to work and when it's going to come into play. I just wanted to give you guys my own opinion on what I think about it and why I think it's probably not such a good idea. If you do have any further questions on this or anything else to do with mortgages or protection, please drop me an email. I'll pop my email in the description box below and I'll be more than happy to help you out. You can also pop any questions directly in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a like and also subscribe down below as it really helps my channel. And I'll see you guys on Friday with another video. Bye guys!